What's up, everybody? Extramillion here once again with Totally Sick Bioshock Infinite Edition. This time we're running through Monument Island, where we will rescue Elizabeth, and this episode will take us all the way to the Hall of Heroes. And coming up in just a second here is a fairly amusing sign, the one that's past this one, that shows her growth chart. It says that the facility became unsafe, and the event that preceded the facility becoming unstable or unsafe was marked by Elizabeth's first menstrual cycle, so I think that's kind of a funny little thing that they threw in there. That thing is the siphon. It is draining Elizabeth's power, so it makes her weaker than she actually could be. It's what limits her dimensional rift-tearing ability.
Dressing room. That's where we need to go.
So this is where we will first see Elizabeth. She's been kept in this area her entire life. She's an amazingly well-designed character. She's very expressive. She knows to stay out of your way, but not too far away from you. She almost disappears in firefights and only returns basically to help you. She can't actually die in any firefights, so it's almost like she's escorting you since you're constantly running out of ammo and health. So overall, she's a pretty good character. So this is where we'll first see her dimensional rift opening abilities, where she opens a tear to an alternate 1980s Revenge of the Jedi. So instead of Return of the Jedi, because Revenge was actually its original script name before George Lucas changed it.
Whatever that was. It's got nothing to do with the job at hand.
Now, I think I had talked a little bit in the past about some of the things that I do like about this game. Like, it's very well put together, like a little clues and subtle hints as to the game's ending, and just little tidbits that they threw in there to satisfy the fans, and just overall the game is very well designed. Like, one of the things I didn't notice my first time was that the book that Elizabeth is holding when she tries to smack you in the face is actually written by Rosalind Lutece, the one who's actually studying her, one of those two twins that you see. There are quite a few things that, like, little things that I don't like about this game.
Hello?
One is, for some reason, they took away the ability to manually save, which kind of sucks.
Knock it off! Stop it! Will you stop
Another one is they took away the little, like, bells and whistles and things that get added onto your weapons when you upgrade them.
Get away!
Like the little pipes and gears and whatnot that would get added onto your shotgun or your handgun.
Are you real?
I'm real enough.
He's coming. You've gotta go.
Why?
You don't want to be here when he gets here.
I think one of the major things that I definitely don't like about this game that could probably be remedied with downloadable content is nearly all of the
What about this?
stuff that was shown in, like, the 2010, 2011, all of that footage, like, from the E3 demos and all that, none of that really made it into the game. So, like, Saltonstall and Charles didn't make it into the game. Well, there's a few references to Saltonstall, but that's about it. That horse, you never see that. Elizabeth doesn't have her crazy powers anymore, like where she can form, like, rain clouds and merge objects together.
Come on, this way. It's his job to keep me locked up in here.
We'll see about that.
Who are you? Why did you come here? This way, come on!
Press the button!
What is all this? They were watching me? All this time? Why? Why did they put me in here? What am I? What am I?
You're the girl who's getting out of this tower.
So that character you just saw is Songbird. It's basically a large biomechanical beast that was created by Fink Industries.
To keep moving.
And it's basically been Elizabeth's protector and warden this whole time.
Out of the way, look out!
Which way?
So Booker and Elizabeth temporarily escape Songbird, and they end up in Battleship Bay, which is a artificial beach in the sky.
Anna?
Elizabeth, I think, later explains that they use some sort of weather-creating clouds that will just gather all the water that goes off of the side, and they'll just recycle it and then pump it back off so it can create this continuous, like, waterfall.
You all right?
Where am I?
Back in the land of the living. Here, let me.
I'll be fine.
You almost drowned. You need to...
I said I'm fine. Just give me a minute.
Do you hear that? It's music.
You go on. I just need to...
Okay, I won't be long. I won't be long, Mr. DeWitt.
So as you can see, since Elizabeth has been locked in her tower this whole time, she's not really had any exposure to the outside world, so when she first hears music and sees people and all the fresh air and the beach, she kind of just, like, takes off.
Hey, we're looking for airship.
So now that we actually have Elizabeth, our main goal is to try to get to Comstock's wife's memorial airship, which is called the First Lady.
Hey, Miss Elizabeth.
Hello?
If you listen to some of the background music that's on the beach, you'll hear a rendition of Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which obviously was not a song that was
Paris?
that hadn't been released yet, so
Stay and dance. We
No,
can.
let's go.
that's kind of one of the very first clues that something is not quite right time space-wise with all of Columbia.
You smell that? I've never smelled. Mr. DeWitt, Comstock. I've read about him. They say he can see the future.
Give a man a little power. He falls in all kinds of love with himself.
I don't like his look. Mr. DeWitt, here.
So there's Rosalind and Robert Lutece, once again, to present us with yet another choice.
These two again. How do...
Look at these, they're amazing.
And whichever of these little brooches or medallions or whatever they are, whichever one you choose, Elizabeth will wear for the rest of the game.
I'm sure.
I love it.
Surprising. I expected the cage.
If you're going to be a sore loser, then I shan't do this again.
Now that's just sophistry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This section coming up, I had to actually replay quite a few times because there was one gear in particular that I had to try to get. It's called Winter Shield. It basically makes it so that when you jump to or from a skyline or a freight hook, you become invincible for 10 seconds, which, as you can imagine, is incredibly useful since nearly every fight in the game has a freight hook or a skyline.
Surprised what I know how to do.
It's also where you see Dollar Bill, the first vending machine. All the vending machines in this game are still voiced by Ken Levine.
There might be something to bring you back to health.
It's probably a good idea.
Now, an interesting thing is, since I skipped the raffle, the game automatically assumes that you threw the baseball at the interracial couple, so you actually meet Flambeau right there, instead of the first time I actually met him, since I didn't throw the ball at them my first time around. The first time I met him was actually when you get to Finkton. So it kind of surprised me that he showed up there.
Annabelle, it's me, Esther.
Oh, no, I'm not Annabelle.
Are you sure?
My name is Elizabeth. Do I know you?
Elizabeth. Isn't that a lovely name?
One interesting thing is if you go check out those Duke and Dimwit games, Elizabeth will comment on them. And one of them, she says, "Oh man, this is the latest version. I heard it got delayed 3 times." So that's a bit of meta humor on Ken Levine's part. This whole area, if you couldn't tell just by the looks, is a complete setup. All of these people are waiting to ambush us.
Yeah, just a minute, friend.
If you choose not to interrupt this guy, he will stab a knife through Booker's hand, and you'll have to wear a rag on your right hand the whole game.
I got it. I'll ring you back once the matter's in hand.
I don't like this.
Yeah, send in the bird.
Stay where you are!
Move in!
What are you doing? Get the girl! Get off of me!
So we'll just kill all these mofos.
Get away from me! Let me out! I want out! I want out of here now! Stay away from me!
Open fire!
And then once the guards bust us out of here, we will go pick up that infusion and meet back up with Elizabeth.
Where is she?
Great.
You should have come here! I'll quit on you!
Went the wrong way there for a second. I got turned around in the heat of battle.
Away from me!
Hey, come back here!
Kill those people. I can't believe you did that. They're all dead. You killed those people.
Elizabeth,
You're a monster.
what did you think was going to happen?
What?
Do you understand the expense that people went through to keep you locked up in that tower?
So Elizabeth
Think people like that are just gonna let you
is
walk
understandably freaked out that
an
you
investment.
basically exploded several people's heads right in front of her.
Far away from here.
She kind of gets over it pretty quick, though.
From me.
I don't know.
The way most battles from now on work that you have Elizabeth with you is that some of them are optional and some of them are not. And all of the non-optional battles will usually have a door that is locked that can only be picked by Elizabeth. because she knows code breaking and lockpicking and all that useful stuff. And the doors cannot be picked while you are in combat, so you essentially have to kill every enemy. So that's how they get around sequence breaking. Although nearly every gated door in the area, like the Comstock gate, this entrance, most of these places can be gotten through if you have a rocket launcher. You just need to jump in the air and kill yourself with the backblast, and you'll essentially die, but you'll clip through the wall and then be revived by Elizabeth on the other side. Obviously, I won't be doing that since it involves breaking 2 of my rules.
Now, how are we gonna get to the airship?
Let me see if I can get that gate open by hand.
So as you can see now, we are maxed out on the shield infusion, so now I'll just be picking up nothing but the ones for the health.
Shock jockey. Who needs the power company?
Some fool's alternative to electricity.
So this is Soldier's Field. There's little shops that you can go into and look at some stuff. Most of them are closed because you need a shock jockey to get in there, which is the only figure that you're actually supposed to pick up or required to.
Just stay close.
Yes, Mr. DeWitt.
Call me.
So we try to access the gondola to get to the First Lady, but wouldn't you know it, it's broken.
Or take a look.
Go figure. So we need to go to the Hall of Heroes to procure some of the shock jockey vigor so that we can power it.
Runs exclusively on shock jockey.
Of course it does. How the hell are we gonna find that?
This is where you'll see Winter Shield come in very handy, because I'll just run past all of these enemies while I'm invincible.
Well, that's convenient. Now, nothing can actually hurt you while your health and your shields are frozen, except for fall damage. So if you fall from an extremely large height and then slam into the ground, you will still take damage. You just can't be hurt by anything that an enemy can do.
Oh, it's a bee. I hate these things.
Jeez, just kill it.
No, it'll sting me.
Elizabeth!
I have a better idea.
Wait, what are you doing?
Opening a tear!
Oh, shit! What?
I think opening a rift to a different dimension is a tad much to get rid of a bee, but whatever.
A window. A window to another world. Most of the time they're dull as dishwater. A different colored towel or tea instead of
Kind of makes me wonder if, even though Elizabeth says that, oh, the only thing that's different in one dimension is that there's tea instead of coffee, or, you know, a different colored dish towel or something like that.
I don't suppose you've got an airship in there?
I mean, that's clearly a window to a different place. Why couldn't she just leave her tower whenever she wanted?
Oh no!
Close it.
I'm trying!
Close it! I don't really understand what I just saw back there, but it sure as hell looks like a shortcut to getting us killed.
But I could help.
I can handle whatever comes along. Trust me.
Have it your way, I suppose.
So as you can see in front of us, that's one of those motorized Patriots, only they're not active yet. They don't have their guns out. They're basically like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics of George Washington, and some of them are actually Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant, I believe, but they just basically come to life and come after you. So as you can see, that gear that I have also, since it works exactly like Shock Jockey, it also works on machines. That gear that I just picked up is Deadly Lungers. I'm using it to replace Urgent Care. It basically triples the range at which you can melee people, and it homes in on people, so you can essentially teleport towards someone and then just smack the crap out of them. Which makes it so that I don't even really have to aim where I'm looking. I can just spam the melee attack and I'll teleport forwards and then like that.
The reason I don't need urgent care anymore, or well, not anymore, but at least in areas that have skyhooks and all that stuff, is because since it takes about 5 to 7 seconds for your shields to fully recharge or to become active, and Winter Shield lasts for 10 seconds, so even if my shields are completely depleted, by the time Winter Shield wears off, my normal shields will already be back to full. This part actually took a little longer than I wanted it to because this crow enemy had never done this before, so I'm pretty sure he's trolling me at this point. He basically just teleports around and doesn't ever stand still. So at this point I was just like, come here, you asshole. So we'll melee execute him, just for being a douche. One kind of shitty thing is that your shield will not replenish while you're doing a melee execution, but Winter Shield will wear off, so it's not really to your benefit to do melee executions, because time stops for your normal shield, but not for Winter Shield.
Mr. DeWitt? Booker, look! That's what the codebook deciphers, I'm sure of it.
Huh.
Let's see. Tip the hat to the Vox.
Well, there must be more to this place than meets the eye.
So throughout the game there are these little side quests that you can do with Elizabeth, and this is one of them, is to figure out the cipher. And that leads you to this little secret basement area where I'll grab another infusion.
Feel better already.
Fitzroy. I've read about her. Books say she's out to tear.
Unfortunately, this causes more enemies to appear.
But he's got a dream.
So at this point, I have pretty much all the gear that I need. The only one that I'm missing that I would really like to have would be Executioner, which would replace Winter Shield. It would be something that I could put on when I'm in a fight that doesn't have freight hooks or skylines.
They shut down gondola access to the Hall of Heroes. This is going to be fantastic.
That keen eye of yours can find some ammunition.
Also, in this next area coming up, you'll see the appearance of a sniper class enemy, and as you'll see, the sniper rifle that they have does a ton of damage. Even at full health and full shields, one shot completely drains my shields and a little bit of my health and knocks me to the side, as you'll see in just a second. But other than that, we are here at the Hall of Heroes, and I will see you guys next time.
Slate? I actually know the fellow. I still got a knack for making enemies.